It is such an honor for Reactive Film to be here tonight, presenting Miri and Erez Laufer's powerful and important film, One Day After Peace. An honor to be at the French Institute, Alliance Française, for the first time for us. FIAF is an institution that my wife and the co-founder and president of Reactive Film, Coralie Chariol, has been involved with in recent years. Through Coralie's association, I have met FIAF's president, Marie-Monique Steckel. She is a true force of nature and good in the city, and she continues to shape FIAF into one of the most important cultural institutions that we have. It's an honor to be here co-presenting this film alongside our friends at the Source of Hope Foundation, Stephen Robert and Pilar Crespi Robert. Steve and Pilar are very discreet and private, so they're probably cringing just hearing their names read out loud, much less the praise that might follow. But I hope the two of you won't mind if I say just a couple of words. That what I've come to admire most in the two of you in the 15 years that I've known you is that you're not just, you're the opposite of what most of us are in New York, which is we do a lot of talking, although Steve does like to talk a lot. You are thinkers and doers. This is evidenced by your substantial individual successes in business, finance and fashion, respectively, as well as in this latest chapter of your life, where the two of you are working so hard together to create a foundation that is a true source of hope for the world's most disadvantaged communities. I've come to respect and admire you for these sizable accomplishments, but equally for the example that you have set for me as concerned global citizens, deeply engaged in civic affairs and working hard to really do something to make the world a more compassionate place. The film that we will see tonight was directed by the brother and sister team of Erez and Miri Laufer. Erez is a two-time Oscar nominee as an editor, including the great documentary The War Room. His own film, Mike Brandt, won the Israeli Academy Award for the Best Documentary in 2012. As a director and editor, Miri's list of achievements is quite long as well, but none more important, in my view, than this recent collaboration with her brother, to which she has dedicated 5 years as the principal researcher. This is her directorial debut. I'll be back at the conclusion of the film to introduce the panel, but you will have a very special experience tonight in the form of a discussion with you, led by Stephen Robert. The discussion will include Robin Damelin, who has made a long trip to be here tonight. None of you have ever heard of Robbie, but I'm probably sitting in your seats tonight. I promise you, you will not soon forget her after you see this film and listen to her talk. You are also going to have the opportunity to hear from Paul Van Zyl, who's one of the most important South Africans 15 years ago during the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. We're very honored to have him here, as well as Bassam Aramin. Bassam comes from an organization which he co-founded that is a group of former combatants who have turned to nonviolent solutions. So you'll hear the Palestinian perspective, but from that position, which I think will be quite interesting. In her notes on the film, Robbie thanks the directors for wanting to make a difference, not just to film. This is exactly why we created Reactive Film. We believe that certain social issue documentary films like this one can do so much more than just provide a form of entertainment. You, the viewer, can be exposed to the issue raised, engaged in a discussion about the issue, and hopefully be inspired to take action and react positively on the issue yourself. This is what we do through a full-year elective course that's taught in 18 high schools around the country, and a chapter network on college campuses that now totals 42. We are calling America's youth to action on these issues. Will you be a part of our mission? We hope so. So after the Q&A concludes, I know that you'll all be in a rush to go to dinner and to go home, but we will have volunteers from our college chapters here in the city, upstairs, outside, who can help you make a pledge in response to this film. The insert that you received has those pledges. They're very simple. Will you pledge to forgive someone with whom you've had an ongoing conflict? Will you pledge to consider and fight the system of oppression, not the individual, by doing a virtual blood donation, which we explain, which we will show you how to do? Will you pledge to promote reconciliation as an alternative to hatred and revenge? You can do this by sharing a personal story of your own. where you pledge to believe in and work for peace, not revenge, by hosting an event through the Forgiveness Project. And there are so many other ways to be involved that are just as important. But if you will take time to do this, you will help fulfill Robbie's wish that this film will bring some hope to people and encourage them to show compassion and to take action towards a more peaceful existence for the next generation, as well as the director's wish, which is that we elevate the level of discourse that we're seeing today in the Middle East. We elevate it by looking at the example of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa, and we try to truly break the cycle of violence and revenge, which was broken there and can be broken in the Middle East. And by doing this, by taking these pledges and sharing those pledges with others, people will see, by your example, that we need to that in order to get to reconciliation, we must put aside the concept of just cause. Because taking a human life is taking a human life. There is no difference between bereaved mothers, whether they be Israeli, Palestinian, black, or white. Thank you for being here tonight.